If you're finding yourself constantly hungry and you can't wait for your next meal and you're just dying to have some sugar or something fatty to eat because you're so hungry, one of the biggest things you could do that have a huge impact is actually include a little bit more protein in your meals. So typically the recommendation is 0.8 to 0.1 grams per pound of body weight. So for example, if you weigh 100 pounds, it's going to be roughly 80 to 100 grams of protein per day. And you want to be able to split this up amongst how many meals you eat. So I recommend 3 to 4 meals per day. So that would be roughly 20 to 30 grams depending on how much you weigh per meal. And most people don't have enough protein in their diet. Now, Americans do have a higher protein diet, but when it comes to when you're working out and managing your hunger and trying to stay full, especially if you notice you have a lot of late night cravings, you want to increase the protein content. And it's beneficial because it's going to help you repair from your workouts, it's to help keep you fuller for longer, and actually takes more calories to digest it compared to carbohydrates or fats. So it's actually more metabolically active, in meaning that it takes calories to digest the food. So you actually have a better payoff when it comes to taking in those calories from protein. But the biggest thing you're going to find out is it's keep you fuller for longer. And if you're on a caloric restricted diet or you're trying to take in less calories in order to lose weight, it's going to be really important that you manage that hunger over a long period of time, because that's one of the biggest psychological barriers, is truly being hungry while trying to lose weight, and you constantly have food on your mind over and over and over again. So one of the things you can do is simply add in a little bit more protein per meal. It's help you keep you fuller for longer, so you'll be satiated, and as well it's also going to allow you to burn more calories through digestion. If you do that though, make sure that you actually decrease the amount of carbohydrates or fat per meal too. So I typically recommend leaner meats such as fish, chicken, other poultry such as turkey, but make sure it's on the leaner side. It doesn't have too much fat, because you don't want to be adding more fat and more protein to your diet if it doesn't fit into your calorie range, right? So for the calorie range, it would be roughly 10 to 15 calories per pound of body weight to start off. And there's no real direct way of knowing how many calories you need to burn, but that's a good starting point. You can manage that. If you don't want to go that route, you can also just use portion control. Via Precision Nutrition's portion control guide, which is using your hand to measure food portions, and just be mindful how much you're eating per meal. But automatically, 9 times out of 10, when I have my clients add more protein to their meals, they end up eating less food overall because they're less hungry. They're also eating less junk food because that's what they start to crave when they're truly hungry. So my biggest tip is add more protein for your meals, and that should be an easy way to start dropping fat. All right guys, take care.